This is starting to get crazy as Joel Embiid and Paul George are expected to miss the first week at least for the NBA season. And this is a storyline that Thunder fans need to pay attention to as it relates to the 2025 NBA draft, as yes, we own the Philadelphia 76ers pick and a lot more that we're going to go over today here on Thunder Digest. And it's one of those things where, yeah, the NBA draft is, 9 months away, 8 months away, all right? Why are we talking about it right now? Well, these are storylines we got to keep up with right now and pay attention to, as it could lead to great things for the Oklahoma City Thunder and change the landscape of how we build up this team now, especially if there is that little sliver of hope, that little percent, that, barely a chance that we get Cooper Flag and get the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. We have a chance. There is a realistic shot that we can get the number 1 overall pick, especially from the Clippers, but there are other teams as well that could help us out with this going into the season. So we're going to break down all the picks, break down what's going on right now in Philadelphia, why the Thunder need to pay attention to that. But before we get into that, though, just want to mention that the NBA season has started. The Thunder play October 24th, if I got my days correct. I'm looking at it. Yep, 24th. Day of recording this is 23rd. I had to make sure I was right. So if you don't want to miss a single minute of the news or action here regarding the Oklahoma City Thunder, and you want to stay up to date what we do here, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification. It's the best way to stay up to date with the Oklahoma City Thunder. With that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get into the video and topic at hand here today, talking about Joel Embiid and Paul George, as this is a crazy scenario that we have going on right now here at the moment. As I feel like Joel Embiid and Paul George, they're always injured, all right? They'll play one game, they won't play the other. Well, now Joel Embiid said he's not going to play back-to-back games, and they also said they're going to do an investigation into Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. What's going on with all these injuries? Is he really that hurt? Is this just load management? He needs to play, all right? If he's not seriously hurt, he needs to play, is what they're pretty much saying. And so this is something we need to pay attention to. So he might be seriously hurt. He might miss out a good amount of the season, and we get a better draft pick. Sure, it might not be a lottery pick, but it might be a better draft pick. And also, I just want to go ahead and show this right here, just showing you guys it. 76ers, Joel Embiid, and Paul George are out for opener versus Bucks on Wednesday. Embiid is progressing well and ramping up, scrimmaging this week. He will not play this week. George will be reevaluated later in the week. So it's one of those things where Paul George might be out for a while. Joel Embiid might actually be out for a good amount of time. Only time will tell. That's the thing. Only time will tell with this. And so why is this important? I keep on saying this. Why is this important? Well, I just want to go over and look at all the draft picks that we have, especially in a loaded draft class like this one. And a lot of them could convert over to the Oklahoma City Thunder. When you're looking at it, boom, right here. This is the list of first-round picks that we have this season. Now, it does say we have our own unprotected. However, going immediately into it, the Clippers or Rockets, we could swap with one of them if it's a better pick. It does look like the Clippers and Rockets will have a better pick than us because we're the favorite out in the West. We should finish as a 1 seed, maybe even the champion, end up with the 30th overall pick if that's the case. So it's one of those things, just looking at it, hey, probably going to swap. We won't have that. And so you can eliminate 2 of these right here automatically. But we could still finish with 4 first-rounders in this draft alone, which is absurd to think about, okay? We have Utah's top 10 protected pick, which I think if all goes well for them, if Cody Williams develops how he's supposed to, if Lauri Markkanen plays better than he did last year, Walker Kessler develops, they have Colin Sexton as well. They have a decent squad, not like record-changing where, oh my gosh, they're going to make the playoffs. I could see them finishing as, like a 10, making the play-in. I can see that, make the play-in, and then they end up with a 12th overall pick, converts over to us. That'd be great to see, all right? Miami top 14 protected. I have them as a playoff team. I don't even have them in the play-in. I have them at like 6 or 5 this year, all right? I think they can make it. I think they can do a good job down in Miami. Even then, I just have them making the playoffs in general. That one should convert. So, boom, 3 picks right there for us. And then Philly, top 6 protected. Are they going to be a lottery team? No. They'll make the playoffs. And so that one automatically converts right there pretty much when you're looking at it. So it's one of those things where I see it. We are going to be loaded with draft picks in this class. Now, I keep on saying, okay, yeah, the Utah Jazz, that's going to convert over us. Even if it doesn't, I think we get an unprotected from Utah the next season if it doesn't convert. I think that's what part of the deal was. I can't remember what the original deal was that got us these picks, but I do believe, if memory serves me correct, That pick, if it does not convert, it automatically becomes an unprotected pick in the 2026 NBA draft. Okay, so keep an eye on that one. Realistically, I think we end up with 3. Either Utah doesn't convert for us or Miami's doesn't. So just thinking about that, it does look like probably 3 is the most realistic one. Now, I keep on saying there is a world of possibility where we end up with 4. There is a world of possibility. And that's just looking at the basic win totals that all the odds books have everyone at, really, when you're looking at it, okay? We're going to try to find the teams that really we need to focus on, okay? That one is when we're thinking about it, and let me make sure I have the right ones here. Let me go back real quick, make sure I have the right ones. Boom. Yes, Utah, Miami, Philly is what we need to look at, along with Philly and, the Clippers in Houston. So Utah, don't see them there. Philly, no. Clippers, I don't see them there. There, Los Angeles Clippers, first one I just saw. All right. Their projected wins is 35.5 right now. All right. 35.5. That's not a playoff team in the West. That's not even a play-in team in the West. All right. That might be a guaranteed lottery pick for us. And looking at the Rockets, 42.5. All right. They could make the play-in. They could sneak in there. And so the Clippers might be the better overall pick for us, especially if Kawhi Leonard is out for a good amount of the year. Just looking at that right there. Boom. Pay attention. Keep your eye out on that. Please, please, please keep your eye out on those picks right there. Now going into the second part of it here, the other picks, Miami Heat, 43.5. I think that's a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference isn't insanely tough. They're insanely top-heavy. When you look at Philadelphia, New York, even though they got blown out by the Celtics opening night, even the Celtics, they'll be the one. And then 2 and 3 is going to be New York or Philly, whichever order right there. Then after that, it's like Pacers, Cavs, Heat are all around the same category. So I think the Heat at 43.5, I think they get more than that. I think they're at like 46, and they're for sure playoff team. No doubt about that in my mind. Looking at some more picks that we have here, Philadelphia 76ers, 50.5 wins is the projected total, which that makes sense to me. I think that pick converts, no doubt about it in my mind. Then the Jazz, they have them at 27.5. I think, all right, with Paul George out, okay, or not Paul George, Utah Jazz, with Kawhi Leonard out for a long period of time, Harden's your only source of offense on that team. You have Zubac as your second option. That's not reliable at all. Just being honest, I just don't think that's reliable. And so I think the Jazz could find themselves being a lot better than 27.5 wins. I see them at like 33, 34, all right? Maybe even inching up on 38 and trying to sneak in the playoffs. That's how I see them at like anywhere from 10 to 12 in the Western Conference. The Clippers, I have them anywhere from like 10 to 12 as well, 10 to 13. Those are great odds for us to get the number 1 overall pick. Just being honest, looking at the numbers, it looks very likely we have a good amount of picks in good positions as well. And you just got to keep on, I got to keep saying this, all right? This draft is insanely loaded, all right? Sure, the top 5 are, supposed to be stars coming into the draft, led by Cooper Flagg and Ace Bailey. But then after that, you have guys that can already serve as role players in the NBA. Worst case scenario, these picks serve as trade value. So we don't got to use them immediately. We don't have to immediately use these picks. We don't have to draft someone. We can always trade these picks and try to replenish with more picks in the future. I guarantee you, if somehow we end up with like the 6th or 7th overall pick, and that's the Clippers right there, I guarantee you someone would want to take that draft pick and give us 2 or 3 firsts in the future. I guarantee you, with how stacked this draft is, someone would be willing to do that. All right? I say if we have a top 5 pick, we use it. But if it's not, maybe we trade it away and replenish for draft picks in the future when we lose guys just due to us having some insanely large contracts for guys like Chet, Dub, and SGA. That way we can keep on having role players coming in the future. We have our core 5 that we're for sure going to have here. Then after that, just build up with bench players. That's kind of what the Celtics are doing right now through the draft, and I think that's going to work out very well for them. I think it's something the Thunder can do very well as, going in the future. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys personally think about the draft this year. If you think, what do you think we should do with our picks? Do we trade them and replenish in the future? Or do we just say, hey, let's just go ahead and use these picks right now? All right? Why not? It's an insanely loaded draft class. Might as well get someone that has extreme upside and take them with these picks. Let me know what you guys personally think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video.